So I believe you're here for your full neurological exam. So that just means that we're going to assess your cranial nerves in addition to your motor and sensory reactions. Okay. So before we get started, would you mind confirming a few details for me? Just grab my pen. Okay. Can you tell me your full name? Okay. And your date of birth? And your address? Okay, so you've moved recently. Glad that we asked. And does this mean also that your doctor's practice has changed? Okay, yeah. We need to know because when we send the results over, we need to send them to your primary care doctor as well. Okay, and what was the name of your primary care doctor? Okay. Okay, it's all good. So, just before we start, I just want to ask you a few questions to rule anything out. So, have you noticed any changes in your sense of taste? Is everything that you're eating tasting how you expect it should? Okay. And what about your smell? Is your sense of smell fine? Have you experienced any changes? Okay, good. And what about your vision? Okay, so you think there might be something but not anything you can put your finger on. Okay, well, we'll take a closer look. So I'm just going to shine this light. It's not very bright, but if you just look at me while I shine this light at you. Okay. Okay, keep looking at me. I'm going to go to your right eye. Okay, the other one. Okay, and would you mind turning your head to the left? Okay, good. And back to center. Good. And can you turn your head to the right? Good. And back to center. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you to follow this pen with your eyes. Good. 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 Keep your eyes focused on it as possible. Good. Now look at my nose. Good. Okay. Now follow my finger if you can. Okay. Okay. Not bad. And now one final visual exercise. So I want you to keep your eyes focused on this pen here. Okay. Good. And switch to the other pen. Okay. That was mostly fine. So now I'm going to move on to your motor reflexes. So with your permission, if you don't mind, I'm going to just grab your legs. If you want to lie down for this part, so that I can get a proper sense of how your muscles and your body and your nerves respond when you're completely relaxed. So try and relax as much as possible. Okay, so I'm just grabbing this leg. Okay, and the other one. Okay. Now I'm going to test your knee-jerk reactions. So I'm just going to tap something on your knee. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. And now this is my personal favourite when performing a neurological exam. I'm going to grab my tuning fork. I didn't have mine for a while. One of the other doctors stole mine, but so I had to use a spoon in my last neurological exam, but thankfully I have my tuning fork back now. So what this does is I'm going to vibrate the tuning fork and try and tell me honestly whether you can feel the vibrations on your heel bone. Okay, so we'll do this one first. Okay, and the other one. Okay, good, that was great. And finally, with your legs, if you don't mind, I hope you're not ticklish, but if you are, I'll try to be careful. I'm going to grab your toes and just tell me if you can feel this. What about here? Okay. Okay, that was great. Now we're going to do pretty much the same thing with your arms. So if you don't mind, you can sit up now, or you can stay lying down, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to take this arm first, and I'm going to shake it. So try to stay relaxed, don't lock your arms, just like your legs, although you know the drill by now, but I'm just reiterating in case. Okay, so let me grab your arm. Okay. Okay, good. And I'll knock against your elbows. Okay. And this one. Okay, that's great. And back to the tuning fork. So instead of a bone this time, we're going to press this against your wrist, because it's one of the more sensitive parts. It's very difficult for anyone to feel anything on their elbow skin, so that wouldn't be unusual if you didn't feel the vibrations there. So, okay. Okay. Did you feel that? Okay, good. And again. So now if you could pass me your hands and I'll perform the same test that I did on your toes. Can you feel that? Good. Does it feel even across all of your fingers and your hand? Okay, I'll do it again. Is there any different sensations between your two hands? You don't think so? Okay, that's good. Okay, so that all looked good. So lastly, if you don't mind, we can skip this bit if you want to, but I think it's best just to make sure that we've covered everything. But now I'm going to touch your face as long as that's okay with you. This is just to check that there's no abnormalities in sensation or feeling across the skin on your face, because the cranial nerves are very involved with your facial sensory ability. Okay. Can you feel that? Good. How about this? Does that feel normal? No sensation of pins and needles or anything like that? Okay, good. And touch up here. Does that feel roughly the same? Okay, good. And that feels the same? Good. And how about this? Good. Okay, so now I want you to tell me whether it feels like I'm tapping your face or stroking your face, or if you can't feel anything at all. Okay. Tapping, good. Stroking, good. Tapping, good. So I'm happy to tell you that there hasn't been much change since our last appointment. As you sort of noticed, there is a slight amount of nerve dysfunction in your right eye. I noticed just a tiny bit of optic disc pallor there, but it's not really anything to worry about. It's very mild. It's to be expected. But obviously, if you do have any more concerns or any changes, just call me and let me know. But apart from that, there have been no changes since the last appointment that we had together. So that's very positive. So unless you have any other concerns in the meantime, I will see